Hey everyone. In this video, I want to talk to you about one of the easiest ways to stay motivated in life. And that's quite simply to just remind yourself how incredibly insane it is that you exist in the first place. Try to remind yourself of this as often as possible because it truly is an incredible thing that we're all here, that you exist and that you're listening to me right now, hearing my words, and that you're breathing oxygen and you're able to see this, and it's just insane. It's really something that I don't think humans will ever be able to wrap their head around. We're all here, we all exist, and it's really awesome. So never, ever take your time here for granted because you truly don't know how much time you get. I feel like a lot of people end up living mediocre lives because they don't think about this enough. They don't think about how incredible it is that they're even alive in the first place, so they end up doing stupid things and getting caught up in mundane and trivial aspects of life, and they basically take their lives for granted and don't really maximize their time on this planet. And I don't want that to happen to you. So as much as possible, aim to remind yourself of this fact with however many ways you can. If you want, you can make a post-it note and put it on your mirror so that every morning you'll see it. Just something like, think about how crazy it is that you're alive, or watch this video as many times as you need, or just try to remind yourself of this fact because it truly will help you maximize your time on this planet. It's one of the best motivators I know because it's what's helped me create the life that I'm making for myself and what has helped me develop the mentality that I have that I attribute for so many things in my life. So truly think about this as much as possible. Remind yourself of it because it will make it so that you don't take your life for granted. I think back to when I was a kid, and I remember even as young as probably like 6 or 7 years old, I used to stare at myself in the mirror because I was trying to wrap my head around how crazy it was that I existed. I remember even at 6 years old, I would just look at myself and be like, how the hell are you real? Because it boggled my mind. I couldn't understand it. I used to look down at my hands and say, how is this me? How are these hands mine? Because it's just so crazy when you try to think about it, because we can never fully explain how we're here, how the universe exists, how all of this is real. It's just mind-boggling. So to put it into perspective, I'm going to give you this fun little exercise. Try to think about the universe if there was nothing in existence. Try to think about nothingness. What would that look like to you? Try to picture that in your mind right now. What do you see? I'm willing to bet that you're probably picturing either pitch black or darkness or something like that, right? Because that's all the human mind can kind of comprehend as being nothingness. We think of the absence of light and the absence of things as nothingness. But even that requires something. It requires the concept of light in the first place to even be able to understand darkness and pitch black. But if there wasn't light ever in the first place, how could you really say that there would be darkness without light? We don't know what it would be. We don't know what nothingness could look like. We can't comprehend that because we know something. So how can you picture something that's beyond your comprehension? But the reason I brought this up is because there actually is something in the world right now. We all exist. The universe is a thing. It's real. And that's crazy to think about, right? Because there very well could have been nothing in existence whatsoever. Because, I mean, why is there something? Humans will never be able to answer this question because it's too beyond us. And yet the universe is real. Planets are real, stars are real, black holes are real, everything in the universe exists. And here you are listening to me right now, speak to you through the medium of my cell phone, and you're hearing it either through your cell phone as well, or a computer screen, or whatever other medium you're using. All of these things exist, and you're here to experience all of it. That's insane, right? I hope you realize why this is such a powerful motivation tool for you to remind yourself of this fact as much as possible, because it becomes really difficult to take your life for granted and to end up in mediocrity if you realize that it's insane that you're here and that you make a vow to yourself to not take this time for granted because you truly don't know how much of it you'll get. So use this perspective as a tool to push yourself forward, to propel yourself into the future, and to maximize your life as much as possible. Aim to create as much happiness for yourself and aim to become the best possible version of you. Because anything less is, in a way, kind of taking your existence for granted and not aiming to make the most of it. Because it really is incredible and insane and truly special that you exist right now. That you're even able to hear me speak these words to you. Because there very well could have been absolutely nothing in existence, no universe, nothing at all. We wouldn't be here, and we wouldn't even have known that there could have been the possibility of something because we wouldn't exist, and there'd be no way to even think about anything. There would be no thought, no consciousness in the world, nothing whatsoever. And yet, we're all here. So remind yourself of this as much as possible because it will truly steer you in the right direction. Odds are there's no way you're going to take your life for granted if you think about this fact as much as possible. Just keep reminding yourself of how crazy it is that you exist, and I guarantee you'll live a great life. So if you want, you can watch this video as much as possible, bookmark it, whatever you need to do. Just try to remind yourself as much as needed that it is truly insane that you exist. Anyway, I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci!